having two heartbreaks within a year isn't funny, especially if you have trauma which is linked to your mom or to your dad, childhood trauma, I mean, because your mom and your dad, they both represent the romantic relationship that you're gonna have in the future. And because if you are watching my previous videos, I had such a double trouble because troubles with my dad and troubles with my stepfather. So now I'm struggling a lot with relationships. So again, heartbreak is always such a tough period in your life. But when you have trauma, I'm not talking about just you're not happy about something. I'm exactly talking about trauma. And yeah, so then it becomes the most important thing for you in the future. For example, of course, as all girls, I like being pretty, I like having money, I like spending nice time in the restaurants, I don't know, I like shopping. But there is nothing that important as love for me. Of course, because I haven't received that when I was a child. I mean, friendship is also important, and it's nice when I can spend some time having nice talks with the girls, with female friends, right? But again, there is nothing even close to what love means to me. And just to explain you what love means to me, I want to tell you that I had relationships before where men were ready to provide me some financial stability, and not just financial stability, but like really nice financial stability. And because those relationships were very toxic, there was nothing about love. So that's why I simply didn't need that, and I even don't regret about that. I'm okay having much less money. I'm okay that I can't afford lots of things. I'm okay that my followers on Instagram, 500, don't see me as such successful and blah 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 woman. I'm fine with that. But love is something that if I'm getting that, I'm extremely happy. If I'm not getting that, I'm not sad, guys. I'm dying inside. For me, is the same as oxygen. Like, honestly, I don't see the point of this life if there is no love. And it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. We don't have to rely on anything, even when we talk about something so beautiful and healthy as love, you know. No, we have to be self-sufficient 100%. And that's exactly now I understand why I'm going through all of those lessons for my soul in order to evolve. And now also I understand why I had two same heartbreaks within a year. So just for you to make it clear, a year ago I had a relationship with a guy, and that relationship started that cycle of same guys in my life. So that guy a year ago, and all the guys that I didn't have relationship with other guys, but I was just meeting them, you know, during the last year. All of them have the same trauma, by the way, the same trauma as I do, the trauma of the abandonment trauma, but that trauma is tied to their mothers. Why did I attract all of them? Of course, all of them with the same trauma. And I was talking about that in my previous video, that a girl, a woman, right, with the abandonment trauma connected to her dad, and a man with the abandonment trauma connected to his mother can't be together. I explained there why, and it's very logical actually. So of course I was not able to build a relationship with all of them. With the first guy, actually we were together for 3 months, and our relationship was like really, really nice. Unlike my previous relationship, they weren't toxic, we didn't have fights, and yeah, it seemed just perfect, to be honest. It seemed like we were on the same page. And when suddenly we broke up, I was really confused. I didn't understand two things. First of all, why did we break up? And second of all, what I have to do now in order to not have the same situation again, because I didn't want to have the same situation again. I was so scared of being in pain. So honestly, I started to deny to myself the fact that I'm hurt. So back then, I didn't know that all my feelings are actually related to my father, actually to the pain that I got 15 years ago when my father abandoned me because he died. I didn't know that my subconscious just wanted me to experience that pain over and over again. Now, as I understand, there are two reasons for that. Why our subconscious wants us to experience the same pain or the same situations, that we experienced when we were kids. So, first of all, from a psychological point of view, it's because simply for your brain it seems safe. So your brain already knows everything about you experiencing all of those feelings, and also your brain knows all the mechanisms how to cope with that pain. For example, making illusions, right, is one of the mechanisms that our subconscious creates for coping with the pain. So the fact is this: our brain knows what to do with that pain, but for example, my brain doesn't know what to do in a healthy relationship. That's why I've never had them. Does it hurt even now? Yes, it does. A lot. But I don't see the point, honestly, uh, like turning on the camera and crying here, saying, like, oh my god, it just hurts so much, and blah blah blah. Yeah, that hurts. But also, I think that from the universe's point of view, we need those traumas and other things that make us struggle in order to evolve, because we are such lazy creatures. If there's no pain, we are not going to move forward even a little bit. We will just get stuck for forever, forever, forever. So I understand, right? We need that pain. But okay, first, I didn't know anything. I didn't know that me meeting that guy with the same trauma is something that will be in my life again and again. Like, I will meet those guys again and again. I didn't know that, so I didn't understand. I didn't understand anything. I didn't understand what I have to do. I didn't understand what I feel. I convinced myself that I have no feelings. I'm fine. I was denying that pain. You know what? I was not interested in him that much as I understand now, because, like, I think spiritually and emotionally, we are not on the same page. So that's why I was feeling like, actually, I don't feel like he's the best ever partner for me, but somehow I had the pain inside, and I was so afraid of that pain. I was so afraid. So I couldn't admit to him, I couldn't admit to my parents, to my friends, and even to myself that I'm in pain. Because now I understand. I was just so afraid of falling apart and not being able to pull myself together. So yeah, and that's the first mistake that I've done. Denying your pain is such a bad thing because, first of all, it drains lots of your energy. It drains almost all your energy, actually. Because you see, when you are trying to resist to something, you're spending lots of energy. You're fighting against that, right? And whenever you are fighting against something, of course, you are spending your energy. And trying to convince myself that there is no pain, I was making the situation even worse. Sometimes I was like meditating before going to sleep, just to not think about that guy, just to not think about that pain. And that during the night, I had those dreams where I was in a cage, where that guy was telling me all over and over again that he doesn't need me, that he doesn't love me, and all of those things. So yeah, now I understand that I had all of those dreams just because my soul wanted to reach out and show me that I am keeping myself in the cage, that I'm torturing myself. Now I'm much better at listening to my dreams. By the way, this is how I knew that actually all the pain that I have about those guys, it's not actually about those guys, but about the trauma that I got 15 years ago. And I knew that when I had a dream about my father, that he came back, after 15 years, and he told me like, oh, you know what, I hadn't died. I had been hiding all the time, actually. I was so happy, I was like, oh, finally I have my father. I'm not an abandoned child anymore. And then in 5 minutes he was gone, he abandoned me again. And I had all that pain and all of those questions in my head again. Exactly those questions that I had when, I didn't succeed in building relationships with those guys. Exactly those questions like, why did he leave me? What's wrong with me? It's not fair. And that pain was so vivid and real that I'm telling you, I understood straight away that, now I see what is the real source of that pain. Not those guys. Those guys were just triggers, that the universe was sending to me, and also I was attracting, in order to experience it again and again. For me to spiritually grow, it's much better. So it was not that comfortable sitting there, and I really like the light. I'm a person just about aesthetics. Your soul is talking to you through your intuition, through your dreams, because your subconscious doesn't know a human language. It's like your right hemisphere doesn't know human language because it's in the left hemisphere. So, and also, like, everybody will tell you, not like everybody, but like neuroscientists will tell you that intuition and all of those things, there is my dog, are all in your right hemisphere. Anyways, try listen to your dreams, try to analyze them, and notice one important fact. People, most of the time, they just represent the emotions which are inside you, so they don't necessarily represent exactly those people. That's why sometimes you can meet like people from your childhood, those that you've even been not thinking about for years. Good luck. That will be really helpful if you really want to understand yourself and your soul better. For me, pain was linked to sadness. It was the same. So I was so afraid of that pain that I also started being afraid of being sad. And if you know that cartoon about the emotions, I don't remember the name, but probably you know what kind of cartoon I'm talking about. If you watch that cartoon, you know how important all emotions are, and you can't just try suppressing some of them, thinking that they're not nice, you know. I've been silly. I thought that, oh, I don't want to be sad, so I started to force myself being happy, just dancing all the time, listening only to that genre of music that will drive me like really crazy, very energetic. And if you are aware about hormones a little bit, you know that dopamine is a hormone, right? So, and it is not like endless. There is not an endless source of dopamine in your body. Like you can be happy 24 hours a day. So I was spending all my dopamine during the first half of the day, and then the second half of the day I was just suffering because I was anxious, because I was sad, and of course I didn't like being sad, so I was anxious even more, and all that completely unhealthy cycle. There is nothing wrong of being sad a little bit, even when you don't experience any pain. You know, just go for a walk, listen to some sad music. It's also beautiful. There is also lots of beauty in that. You need all emotions for that contrast. You can't enjoy really your happiness if you don't have sadness. A bit of philosophy. So that was draining my energy, of course, a lot, a lot, and a lot. And without our energy, we are nothing. Whatever we are doing with our energy is nothing. That was the first problem. Number two, I was extra analyzing my ex, and I was building lots of illusions about how he will come back, because now I know what his trauma is, and I had that fake understanding of what he really needs in order to heal his trauma, of course, me, right? And endless illusions about that. Even though, yeah, such controversial, even though I was trying to convince myself that I don't need him, but like I really wanted him to need me. Oh my god, I can't believe. Anyways, what I want to say is building illusions isn't helpful at all. Kids, they need that. You don't need that. You need real actions. Only real actions can change your life. Illusions stop you from taking real actions because you spend time on them, because you think that you don't need those real actions, because he will come and stuff like that, or someone will come and that's a very childish position, and we are not kids anymore. You always have to remember and put yourself back into the reality. You are not a kid anymore. I had troubles, like really problems with that, with the understanding that I'm not a kid. Now I understand that mentally I was sitting in the sandbox trying to entertain myself. We have other power. We have the power of thinking and responsibility and being able to change whatever we want. Yeah, it requires some efforts, but sorry. Otherwise, everyone would be happy, beautiful, rich. Of course, you have to sacrifice something in order to receive what you want. No illusions. No, 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 no. We forget about them. Even if something like will really happen, let it be a surprise. Come on. This is now that I'm talking about that like this, you know, with jokes and stuff. But trust me, you can't even imagine through what kind of pain I was going. I've done wrong. I was mirroring my ex. What do I mean? So before I thought that I just like the same things as he likes. Like, for example, same music, going to the club and dancing, making lots of friends, being always around people. So I was pretty sure that this is exactly what I need. Now I understand that I was not just mirroring things he liked, but the things that he was using for coping with his pain. So you see, we have same traumas, right? And whenever you have a trauma, you have two ways. The first way is to escape, running away from your pain. The second way is looking just in the face of that pain and keep working, and not even keep working, but trying to transform the energy of that pain in something really useful, something really powerful, something that will make not only your life better, but also the life of other people better. And what I mean by that is that Albert Einstein said, right, that energy is something that can't be created and can't be destroyed. It only can be transformed. So you see, whenever you have a pain, it's such a big concentration of energy. You can't just destroy it at once. You only can, try to not look at that pain, but then it still will be there, still will be inside. Maybe at some point you will think that, oh, it's gone, but that's not true. It will hit you again and again. And the second way is to transform this energy. Like, for example, now the way how I'm trying to transform this energy, right? Whenever I feel that pain, I start to write a script about what I want to say in the video. Then I'm trying to make videos, and I'm trying again and again, because I'm not a native speaker. It's not that easy for me just to sit and start speaking in English, expressing my all my thoughts, also because my mind is very chaotic, even in my mother tongue. It's not that easy to sit for me and to say everything in order, to follow the structure, and it's extremely hard for me to do that in English. So for me, I need to try again and again, and because I'm talking about my pain, right, so I'm using all the knowledges that I gained during my entire life. So that's why how I'm transforming that energy, that pain, into something that, first of all, it gives me such a relief, because the pain was not just draining my energy, but first of all, I'm letting it go. Oh my God, I'm so chaotic. Okay, yeah, and of course, my exes, they were choosing the way of running away from their pain, because especially for men, it's very hard to admit to the fact that they are in pain. So, and I was just mirroring his attempts to run away from the pain. Just doing the same, going to the clubs, thought that I need lots of friends. However, honestly, I don't need lots of people around me, because I feel much better spending time with myself, thinking about things which are important to me. I don't like spending hours like for empty blah blah blahs, and yeah, that's like that. Now I understand that, oh my God, I really convinced myself that I need things that in fact I don't need. Those things, they don't make me unique, and making something like this, right, expressing myself, and that makes me unique. This is the way I am. I've been always in those endless analyzing myself, others, the universe, the energy. So it's all about me. It's all about me. And I almost lost myself trying following things that he liked to do. Oh my God. Oh my God. And of course, I was much worse than those girls who used to spending their time just in the same way. And I was trying to compete with those girls, and I was always shocked why those guys choose other girls but not me. Of course, because we don't compete with them. We're just from very very different places, and it doesn't mean that they're bad and I'm good, or we're just different and that's it. So I was making myself that small, trying to compete in the field where I have no power, nothing. I always had to go back to myself, to the field where I have control. That's not control, but where I'm. Uh, look, look, you have to understand what your strong sides, what the strong sides of your personality you have, and you have to focus on them. You don't have to focus on what other people like, and they like just because it helps them to avoid the pain that they have inside. So you don't have to run from yourself. From, if for example I really like spending lots of time on my own, so, and my ex convinced me that there is something wrong with me, because actually it's cool when you have lots of friends and you're busy with those friends every single day. And even though deep inside I had that feeling like, actually I don't think that it's right, because then when do you have time for yourself? When do you have time for thinking about your life, or for analyzing? You know, for me it's super important, that self-reflection, and I need time for that. I need time to listen to my favorite songs, to read my books. When are you going to do that? If you are spending every day with friends, and of course I heard those conversations, they are about nothing, like what we did yesterday, what we did 2 days ago, what we did last week. Damn, even I don't care like what I did yesterday. Why do you care? And I don't care what you did. And I don't see the point of that. Whenever it doesn't make your life better, I don't see the point of keep talking about that. So back then I kind of had that feeling that, actually I don't agree with you, but because the pain was so strong, I was, yeah, I started following his way. Inside each of us, there is an adult and a child, right? And also there is also masculine and feminine energy. All of these elements need to coexist in harmony within us, and express themselves when it is necessary. But for me, things get completely out of balance. I was suppressing my inner child, of course, because because my inner child was hurt and was scared, because the child lost his father. But I was suppressing that child because I didn't want to admit that I have the pain. So also I started to suppress my masculine energy, because before this breakup, the first breakup, right, that I had a year ago, I had like really lots of masculine energy inside me that was driving me actually pretty well. So I achieved something in my life because of that, but it was too much. So I thought that the problems that I got in that relationship actually were caused by the fact that I have too much masculine energy. So I started to suppress it too much. So, and at some point it was actually good, because I really learned how to ask for help. I really learned how to rely on someone else. And I think that I became more feminine. And that's great. I even lost around 7 kgs actually. And I really started liking much more the way how I look. But I think that everything went too much out of balance. So I started asking for help where it needed and where it's not needed. So I became too soft. I started living too much in the moment, letting go of big plans and goals, and in my opinion, even taking a responsibility of myself. So I was kind of, okay, I'll do something, of course, like, but I will pretend doing something. But
deep inside, I just was waiting for someone to come and rescue me, or for someone to come and provide. You know, my entire life I had that kind of mindset that I want to provide for myself. It's okay, I can do it for myself even if I have someone. That's why when I had my ex-husband, you know, I was providing for both of us. So it's not great either, but taking your responsibility off completely, it's also not great, because you have to be able to take care of yourself at least. And if you have any big plans or goals, you have to go and do that. That's for developing and empowering your personality. That's extremely important. And I think that yeah, the balance, we lost that balance. So all of those mistakes, they stopped me from seeing real visible results in my life. What kind of real visible results I'm talking about? Income, of course, career, like housing, then maybe social life. Actually, almost everything that you can see is your eyes. But what I've really got so many changes on the inside, which are even more important, I guess, because eventually they will lead us to the visible changes, but to the proper ones. But also, I think that even though so many mistakes were made, I don't regret about them, because that's the way how we learn. Exactly after 1 year. That's why in the beginning of the video, it's like 2 same heartbreaks within a year. So exactly after 1 year, exactly, by the way, even in the same months, um, I got just the same heartbreak. Exactly the same heartbreak, in terms of feelings, in terms of how I feel, because it's not about how long we were together and stuff like that. It's only about how I feel. And the universe doesn't care actually what kind of relationship you have with this guy or with that guy. It just wants you to experience this pain. So that's why I even didn't have anything serious with that guy, even though the situation was absolutely absurd. And you can check out the last video for the details, such a story, right? But so the universe doesn't care what kind of relationship you have. It just cares about you getting the same pain, that like re-experience the same emotions. I want to make another video where I will tell you guys what I done right, because not only wrong things, you know, I was doing that last year. I also done so many things that now I am proud of. And I also want to share about them, because they are also such a big part of my growth, of my evolution.